I'm back. So we
Yes.
very well know the COVID-19 conditions have a very defined protocol in their diagnosis as well as management. And everybody know it's a viral disease which is primarily affecting the respiratory system. So the respiratory system is being always affected, and if it is not managed properly, it will go to very serious conditions affecting the normal functioning of the lungs. And finally, there will be a stage where pneumonia will be there, and this pneumonia may become more fatal, especially when the immunity power is compromised. The interesting fact is, every person affected by COVID-19 is not going to a complicated stage. Most of the people are getting the recovery within 10 to 12 days. But some patients, especially those who are having other systemic diseases, are at high risk. So, the management of COVID-19 cases need individual protocol based on the immunity power, age, and other comorbidities. My dear friends, the point is very important. Once they are suffering from multiple diseases, including cardiac problems, already existing breathing problems, diabetes mellitus, chronic pathologies like cancer, and again, if they are at a higher age, then the risk will be higher. So, Ayurveda, being a very old medical wisdom of India, have got a totally different approach against COVID-19. So, I will tell you how you can use Ayurveda in the prevention as well as management of COVID-19. We have got a department called Department of Ayush. I think most of you know what is Ayush. So, Department of Ayush is regulating all the medical activities of Ayurveda across the country. So, we have got an institute called All India Institute of Ayurvedic Medical Science at Delhi, where very standardized protocol were applied to a good number of COVID patients, and all of them recovered completely to the normal stage without any complication. So recently, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, made a press release telling that Ayurvedic treatment was adopted and it was proven successful in case patients suffering from COVID-19. So now I am going to convey you how Ayurveda can be utilized in the preventive domain of COVID-19. Okay, before entering into the topic, you very well know what is COVID-19. I will tell something about the concept of Ayurveda in the prevention of a disease. We very well know Ayurveda is always a medical science which is giving individual medical care considering the age, sex, nature, and other biological parameters of each individual. Ayurveda never tell that a single treatment is applicable to all the patients with the same disease. This is very important. Ayurveda will never tell that a single treatment is applicable to all the individuals with the same disease, because Ayurveda consider each patient as a separate unit. I think you are getting me. Ayurveda considers each patient as a separate unit, because each patient may differ in their biological parameters, their physical parameters, their mental framework, their physiological variables, etc. will be different from person to person. So even though they are suffering from the same disease, the protocol will be totally different. That is a very important point. And we know COVID-19 is basically affecting the pulmonary health. Pulmonary health means the respiratory health. So every medicine which we are advising to the COVID-19 patients should enhance the pulmonary function to the desirable level. They may start as a mild fever, and some patients will be showing mild cough. Generally, the dry cough will be there, and there will be running nose, common cold, and certain patients will develop lack of smell as well as lack of taste. So they may not be able to distinguish the taste as well as smell, and certain patients will also develop diarrhea and vomiting, because these are the common picture of most of the viral infections with the fever. And when it becomes a very serious stage of pneumonia meaning the inflammation of the lung, then it will become more fatal and there can be death also. So the approach is totally different. We have to strengthen the respiratory system and we have to promote the breathing into the normal rhythm. There should not be any pathological obstruction which may prevent the normal rhythm of breathing. That is why Ayurveda is giving more importance to that area. Okay, now let us come back to the concept of immunity in Ayurveda. When we talk about COVID-19 prevention, the very common word which all of us hear nowadays is immunity. Everybody know immunity is nothing other than the self-defense mechanism of the body against any external challenge. Immunity is nothing other than the self-defense mechanism of the body against any external challenge, including the attack by microorganisms. We are living in an environment where there are multiple bacteria, virus, fungus and other different species of microorganisms. They can easily enter into the body through the various entry points and they can colonize. I use the word colony making. They can colonize in different systems, different organs, thereby making harmful effects to the body. So, Ayurveda describes immunity in a different way. Immunity will be differing from person to person. The good diet you take, the good regimen you practice, the good emotions you maintain, the good environment where you live, and of course the good medicines you take. All these 5 factors will influence your immunity. I am repeating, there are basically 5 factors which will influence the immunity as per Ayurveda. Your food is very important, good foods, good regimen. The word regimen means how much you do exercise, how much you sleep, how much you have other normal activities in your daily life, and how much good is your emotions. So good food, good regimen, good emotion, good environment, and finally good medicine. So all these 5 factors are having its own importance in immunity. Empowering the immunity is the best answer to any external infection. We very well know if you go behind the vaccine, that is also a very good way. But we very well know recently the microorganisms, especially the viruses, undergo changes in their genetic code. We very well know the RNA and DNA, which are representing the genetic component. They may undergo some changes and we call it mutation. We call it as mutation. So due to the mutation in the virus, the existing vaccines may not be effective against the changed virus with a new mutation point. So the point is we cannot discover, we cannot invent every time a new vaccine by spending crores of amount, especially in a country where India, we have that much of population and we have that much of developmental issue regarding the financial domain. So the point is, we cannot always prepare a vaccine ready-made. You see now across the globe, different pharmaceutical companies are in very continuous research to find a new vaccine, find a new medicine. Even though the vaccine will be invented, the new vaccine may not be successful to a new mutation affected virus. So the ultimate point is you can empower your own immunity. That is the concept of Ayurveda. That is the area where Ayurveda differ from other medical sciences. We always make a very strong wall. We always tell to make a protective wall against all microbial challenges. So enhancing one's own individual immunity is the ultimate treatment, ultimate preventive domain. Ayurveda describes the usage of rasayana. I am using a word called rasayana. Some of you may be knowing the word rasayana. The word rasayana means the drugs which are having the immunity enhancing property. According to Ayurveda, the immunity power will be enhanced by certain well-proven medicines. You may be knowing about ashwagandha. Some of you may know the plant called ashwagandha. And ashwagandha is a plant called Withania somnifera. I am telling you the botanical name, Withania somnifera. Ashwagandha is having multi-dimensional immuno-boosting properties. So we give ashwagandha in different medicinal formulation to enhance one's own immunity after analyzing the personal biological factors and disease. Another proven immuno-boosting medicine in our country is turmeric. Our haridra, nammude manjal. So turmeric powder has got proven immuno-boosting effects. So now we recommend in this COVID season, it is better to drink 1 teaspoon turmeric powder mixed with 1 glass of hot milk at bedtime. This is a very, very common advice we Ayurvedic doctors give in the current scenario of COVID-19. You can take 1 glass of milk with 1 teaspoon turmeric powder, preferably at bedtime, because turmeric has got multi-dimensional immunity enhancing property. It is highly effective against most of the allergic pathologies of the respiratory system. The consumption of turmeric will reduce the possibilities of infections, and even then there is an entry of an infective organism, the damage caused by that particular organism will be minimum if your system is empowered by the continuous medicated use of turmeric. So now I have told you 2 important medicines, Withenia somnifera, that is Ashwagandha. In Malayalam it is called Amukkuram. Sanskrit it is called Ashwagandha. The botanical name is Withenia somnifera, and that is a very good medicine against immunodepletion. So we prescribe different types of Rasayana medicine. The word Rasayana means the rejuvenating medicine which will empower the immunity power. And then Ayurveda advises certain medicated diets. You know, nowadays everybody take medicine as the diet. We can see the very interesting scenario. Most of Indians are taking multiple pills as breakfast. They take multiple pills as lunch. And dinner also not different. They have to take medicines as their food. But Ayurveda has got a different approach. Ayurveda consider food as the medicine. That is very important, my dear friends. Ayurveda consider food as the medicine. So we will convert the normal diet into drugs. We call it as medicated diets. Now I will be telling you certain medicated recipes which can be practiced by you to empower the immunity in this particular season. We very well know in Kerala at present it is the Pakka monsoon season. Everywhere there is rain. We are getting very, very serious news regarding the rain related disasters. So once the rain as well as the COVID infection come together, it is a very serious situation. So we have to be very much cautious against these 2 opposite factors. You are getting high level rain, the environment will be always wet. Everywhere there will be cold, the contamination chances will be more, and already there is a viral threat by COVID-19. So the combination is a very dangerous combination. So we use medicated drugs. We use medicated diets to supplement the food requirements. We give different residues of medicated gruels, marunnu kannigal, medicated gruels, and you can prepare medicated gruels using your kitchen drugs. By kitchen drugs, you can take turmeric powder, you can take jeeraka, you can take fenugreek, you can take dry ginger, and you can take coriander. And repeating the medicine, take turmeric powder, take coriander, dry ginger, that is our chuk, dry ginger, uluva, fenugreek, and you can use jeera, and all these items should be used to prepare the gruel. And this gruel, we call it as marunnu kanni, is highly effective in empowering the digestive system, and it is very good against promoting your digestive functions. According to Ayurveda, once the digestive system is compromising, every disease will start from the digestive system. According to Ayurveda, the food is the basic source of energy as well as the basic source of disease. Health and ill health both starts from the food you consume. And every disease will originate from your own stomach. Every disease will originate from your amashaya, stomach. So empowering the digestive power is equally important as enabling your high level of immunity. So prepare this medicated gruel with the above kitchen drugs, and that can be consumed as a single time food for one day. Then you can use all these medicated gruels depending upon the other comorbidities. If somebody is having diabetes mellitus, instead of rice, they can use wheat or even ragi. The other medicines are same. The jeeraga, coriander, uluva, malli, etc. All are same. But the difference is you can select wheat or ragi, which are having comparatively low glycemic index. Instead of rice, you can prepare the gruel and you can have it. So that is a very common practice. And another example is the medicated soups. There are different types of medicated soups which will also empower your normal immunity power. According to Ayurveda, the medicated soups are very good against immunity because they will be providing very good nourishment. A good nutrition and immunity are closely related. A good nutrition and immunity are closely related. So I am going to tell you another recipe which you can prepare in your home and have it. That's a medicated soup. You take 1 glass of cherubaya, green pea, cherubaya, 1 glass of green pea. You cook it very well using a pressure cooker, and then when it is fully boiled, cooked, you take it out and you add a little bit of water, then add the small onion, garlic and dry ginger. 3 things. Onion means not the big onion, the small onion, garlic and dry ginger powder. You mix it with the cooked green pea, and you can fry little bit of this red color, means the small onion, in ghee, and you can mix with it. നെയ്യിൽ വറുത്ത് ഉപയോഗിക്കാം. So you can fry the onion, garlic and dry ginger in ghee, and that can be mixed with the prepared and cooked green pea, and then it can be consumed as a soup. So that is very, very important. I will tell you once again. You can take ചെറുപയർ നല്ലവണ്ണം വേവിച്ചതിന് ശേഷം അതിൽ അല്പം വെള്ളം കൂടെ ചേർത്തിട്ട് ചെറിയ ഉള്ളിയും വെളുത്തുള്ളിയും ചുക്കും നെയ്യിൽ വറുത്ത് താളിച്ചുപയോഗിക്കുന്ന സൂപ്പ്. That is a very good nourishment, and it is a very good food supplement which can be used for empowering your stamina, strength as well as immunity power. Okay, then another recipe you can consume at the time of your tea time. Evening 4 o'clock nowadays we take tea. We take all the so-called junk foods, all the bakery foods, all the fried foods. Ayurveda doesn't encourage the consumption of junk foods. Ayurveda is telling that most of the junk foods we take from the so-called fast food counters are supposed to be viruddha ahara. You know the word viruddha means opposite. So viruddha ahara will definitely hamper your natural immunity. And continuous intake of all the fast food, masala food and artificial food prepared with artificial flavors and colors will damage your natural resistance power. Ayurveda consider that all these food items are coming under viruddha ahara. So Ayurveda is telling a recipe to at the time of your tea time. There is a plant called panikurka. In Malayalam we call it as Navareila. Navareila എന്നൊക്കെ പറയും. Panikurka. There is a plant which is having very good aromatic smell. The leaves are very good aromatic smell. That is called panikurka. You collect the leaves. You collect the leaves of tulsi. The leaves of tulsi. You add dry ginger and coriander with the coffee powder. Instead of using the sugar, you can use jaggery, sarkarayo, karippugattiyo, and then you can prepare a coffee that is a very good digestive stimulant as well as a very good pulmonary health promoting drink. Once you mix with tulsi and dry ginger, it will never allow the sedimentation of sputum and unwanted mucus in the throat. You may be knowing when somebody is having the risk of COVID-19, They have to always protect the throat, the trachea and the bronchial tree. The respiratory tree is the dangerous zone in a COVID-19 case. So when you consume the tea prepared with tulasi, dry ginger, panikurka and coriander using jaggery instead of the so-called white sugar, it is a very good health drink. It's a very good health drink and you can use it as a coffee at your tea time. And this consumption of tulasi plus dried ginger plus this kurumulaga pepper, that is another combination. I am telling you dry ginger that is chukka, tulasi leaves plus pepper, kurumulaga. These three can be again added with the coffee powder and be converted into a herbal or coffee, which is very good against the problems faced by the viral or any other infection affecting the throats. Then there is another practice which we widely recommend against COVID prevention, because you have to always keep your throat free from any contamination. So gargling is important. You know, gargling is very much important. You can use hot water with salt for gargling. You can boil tulasi leaves in water. You can boil tulasi leaves in water, add a little bit of honey in that and use for gargling. That is a very good gargling technique for promoting the throat health, by which the entry of the organisms can be limited. So I am telling the medicated gargling by boiling tulasi leaves in water and then adding a little bit of honey, then do the gargling. That is very good. Especially those people who are having already the so-called cold problem, already having some allergic issue, already having continuous sneezing and cough, and somebody may be having already the bronchial asthma. The bronchial asthma is a very risky condition when COVID-19 mortality is considered. So they can use this gargling. Then I will tell you one more therapy for gargling. I think you know the plant Iratti Maduram. I am telling the Malayalam name Iratti Maduram. The botanical name of the plant is Glycorosa glabra. The botanical name of the plant is Glycorosa glabra. In Malayalam, it is called Iratti Maduram. And the same Iratti Maduram can also be boiled and which can be used for gargling with slight warm temperature. So, a medicated water which is little bit warm can be used for gargling, which is prepared by Iratti Maduram. You know, Iratti Maduram or Glycorosa glabra is a very good plant which controls the respiratory health in a desired level. If we conclude the activities of all these medicines, Ayurvedic medicines which I mentioned earlier, or Ayurvedic diets which I mentioned earlier, they will never allow the accumulation of the unwanted mucus. They will never allow the accumulation of unwanted sputum, by which any external organism can survive there and create multiple clinical problems. So this is the logic. You know, every microorganism, when they enter into the body, they need a favorable environment. I am telling some fundamental principles of Ayurveda which are very much applicable in COVID-19 prevention. Any microorganism, maybe a bacteria, maybe a virus, when they enter into the body, they need a very favorable environment for their proliferation. If the favorable environment are there in the body, they can easily increase in their number and then they will make all the system in a very negative way. So, Ayurveda consider the treatment as providing opposite environment which is needed for the multiplication of the so-called microorganisms. So, once you give tulasi internally, once you give turmeric internally, once you give dry ginger internally, once you give the Glycorosa glabra, Iratti Maduram internally, the internal environment of the body will provide a conditions which will be totally negative to the need of the virus. So the virus may not be able to survive effectively. Just like when you use the sanitizer. When you use the sanitizer which are based on alcohol, When you use the soap and water for continuous washing, the virals cannot make their survival in this area. The same way, when we provide certain medicines which are used by centuries-old Ayurvedic tradition, the virus may not be able to be so much active. Even though there can be a minimum entry of virus, they cannot go to a serious condition. Now I will share you one clinical example which we have done in Kerala. Department of Ayush under Government of Kerala have implemented Ayurvedic medicines in the quarantine people. We know the people who are under quarantine are provided with Ayurvedic medicines depending upon their biological parameters. And we have given the quarantine period Ayurvedic medicines to more than 1 lakh quarantine people, because every data is recorded. And after the quarantine period, out of this 1 lakh, less than 450 people got COVID positive. All the results were published. I think you are getting the results in the yesterday's newspaper. For the 2-3 days in every newspapers, national as well as local newspapers and channels, they are reporting it. The project name is called Amritam. We know the word Amritam, which is never going to cause death. So the project name was Amritam, in which more than 1 lakh quarantine persons were provided with Ayurvedic medicine, specially designed Ayurvedic Kashaya, specially designed Ayurvedic powder, specially formulated Ayurvedic tablets, etc. were given. And out of this 1 lakh, less than 450 people got COVID positive. You can see the very, very negligible fraction only became COVID positive. And the fact is that even these people who developed the COVID positive, became COVID positive, became negative with less than 5 days of treatment. So once they took Ayurvedic medicine, the majority didn't develop the so-called COVID-19, and the minor fraction who developed the COVID-19 became COVID negative with less than 5 days, and none of them ended into a serious critical condition. All the data were published by government only. We have got a system of controlling all the activities of COVID-19 in Kerala in Ayurveda. State Ayurvedic COVID Response Cell. Some of you may be knowing State Ayurveda COVID Response Cell. So State Ayurveda COVID Response Cell is regulating all the activities of Ayurvedic medicine in the preventive domain of COVID-19 in Kerala. So this is what is called Amritam projects. There is yet another project called Punarjani. Punarjani. The word Punarjani means some people will become COVID positive. They may go with the contemporary treatment, and once they become negative, they will be discharged. But we very well know certain viral infections after the recovery also may lead to certain other clinical issue, because they will be having later episodes of some health problems even though they become COVID negative. So Ayurveda framed a project called Punarjani, in which the COVID negative people after the treatment will be given certain Ayurvedic medicine for a stipulated time to prevent other health related problems in the future. I think you are getting me. That is what is called Punarjani. Already they became positive. They undergone the conventional treatment. They became negative. But even though they became negative, we are not leaving them as such. We are providing certain medicines which will be given to them for a stipulated period under strict medical observation, by which the future health complications can be prevented. That is called Punarjani. Then there is another program where the senior citizen, we very well know above the age of 60, and even when they reach above 70 or 80, their health status will generally decline. In such stages also, we have got a separate medical protocol by which the aged senior citizens can be prevented from developing COVID-19 and other related infection. So there are so many such coordinated, documented projects under the Department of Ayush in Kerala which are serving the community. And we have got a special clinic called Ayur Raksha Clinic. I am telling this thing to you because you are working with the village people, you are having village extension program. I know the limitations of communication during the COVID crisis. Even then, using the online platforms, you can tell your own adopted village people that there is a program by government Ayurvedic institutions in Kerala called Ayur Raksha Clinic. I am repeating the name, Ayur Raksha Clinic. So every government Ayurvedic hospital or dispensary in the Kerala state is running this project called Ayur Raksha Clinic, where the patients will be given medicines of prevention, the preventive medicines, Prathirodha Marunugal. The preventive medicines will be given to different medical and clinical analysis. So my humble request to the people who are working with the villages, who are adopting the villages, convey the message to the village and the local authorities so that they can utilize the benefit of these projects. And any Ayurvedic institution in any village or panchayat, fortunately Kerala is a state where every state in Kerala, every panchayat in Kerala has got one Ayurvedic, government Ayurvedic institution. So they will be getting the service absolutely free from any one of these government institutions. The name of the clinic is Ayur Raksha Clinic. Okay. Now I will come to certain other points which are again useful for your COVID prevention. When the rain season and the so-called viral infection come together, you can select certain medicines also. Ayurveda believes in internal medicine and Ayurveda believes in external medicine. I think you remember I told 5 points, good food, good regimen, something like that. I told you about the good environments. You have to be purified by medicines, but your mother nature, your environment is also to be made purified. So environmental purification can be done by medicated fumigation, dhubanam. I think you remember the word dhubanam. You select certain Ayurvedic medicines which will be fumigated in the evening time in your house premises as well as any other public spaces, and the so-called Ayurvedic medicated fumigations have undergone extensive clinical studies. A recent study conducted in Kochi 2 months back came with a very beautiful results that the microorganism density is becoming low after the fumigation in a specific area. Not only the COVID-19, the dengue fever and even the chikungunya, which are again viral infections caused through the spread by the mosquitoes. So the controlling of the mosquitoes, controlling of the microorganisms, reducing the microorganism density load, you can use the medicines for fumigation. I am telling you one combination for your daily use. It is available in all Ayurvedic medical shops, and in the Ayur Raksha Clinic you will be getting this medicine free, and that is called Aparajita Churnam. I am telling you the medicine Aparajita Churnam. So this medicine Aparajita Churnam is available in all Ayurvedic institution, and you will be getting it from the clinics also, and you can take the powder, 10 to 15 gram powder in a small earthen pot, and using some fire you can make fumigation, and this fumigation is very good against reducing the microbial load in the environment. And remember, this medicated fumigation contains no chemicals. No chemicals, so there is no question of any side effects, there is no question of any environmental pollution. These are generated from natural herbs. Guggulu, there is a plant called Guggulu, the resin. Kadug, Sarshaba, Vacha, Velutulli, Kundirikam, Erik, അകിൽ ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള മരുന്നുകൾ. So there are certain Ayurvedic medicines which are using as fumigation powder, and they will generate the fumes which will work against the microbial density in the environment. So that is called dhuvanam. So it is better to do the fumigation in your house premises or even in the public places. In my hospital where I work, Government Ayurveda College Trivandrum, a very big hospital, we have 450 beds. And every day, 2 times, we are using this fumigation in every ward, every OP area, and every room where the staff as well as the patients are coming. We are using this Ayurvedic fumigation in our wards for the last years, and even now also we are continuing with the maximum periodical accuracy. So that is what is called environmental fumigation. That can also be done. Okay. So I told you the empowering of immunity is very much important in COVID-19. Empowering of immunity can be done by good food, good regimen. You have to make very good sleep. Never be panic. Most of the people nowadays, after seeing the headlines in the TV and watching all the so-called channel discussions, they will get more and more stressed. Their BP will shoot up, they will be getting more anxiety, and they will be seeing all the so-called WhatsApp inputs, and they will be getting stressed. Stress will always negatively affect your immunity. I am a doctor who had done my PhD in stress, and my beloved teacher, your teacher, Sindhu teacher, was my guide in assisting my statistical work. And we have done this stress thesis in IT professionals, and we have concluded that continuous and uncontrolled stress will be leading to immunity decline. So never be under the grip of worry. When you become more and more worried, when you are having more and more hurry, both will be definitely reducing your immunity. There is a concept in the medical science called psycho-neuro-immuno-axis. Never forget PNI. Psycho-neuro-immuno-axis. Psycho means emotional fluctuation, stress. Neuro means the nervous system activities. Immuno means the Roga Pradhirodha Shakti, immunity. So psychological factors will lead to neurological problem, and then it will be leading to immunity decline. So never be under stress, very important. We can practice mild yoga. We can practice mild pranayama, which can control both stress as well as empower your lung health. When you practice the breathing exercises called pranayama, they are not only the tool for stress, they will empower the ventilation capacity of the lung. The breathing in and breathing out are very well empowered by controlled pranayama. So try to do minimum pranayama, breathing exercise, or even minimum yoga at your home. That is excellent regimen. Do minimum exercise. Walking is very good. You need not go outside for walking due to the COVID problem and social distancing. You can have a minimal exercise in your own home premises. Never be so lazy, thinking that I have no college, I have only online class, so I can sleep and I can listen to the class even by sleeping in the bed. No, that is not good. You should have a minimum exercises. That is very, very good. A positive attitude and a positive physical movement, both are important. So always practice good sleep and good exercise. These are coming under regimen. Then good diet, I told you. Never consume heavy food. Never consume food when you feel more interest. Whenever you are feeling more appetite, you can have your foods. Never make a clock timing for food. Use your biological clock. When your stomach is telling, I want food, you take it. Never take the food only by saying that now it is 8 o'clock, my dinner time. Now it is 1 o'clock, my lunch time. Of course, that is okay. But believe your internal biological clock. Internal biological clock time is very good. And avoid artificial food. Avoid junk foods. Avoid high oily fried food items. And try to have hot items which are comparatively light. The light food means the food which will not take much time for digestion. So that is very good. So the third point is good diet. Good diets, good exercise, and good medicines good environment, environment purification, and good emotions, stress-free environment. These 5 things are the fundamental components of empowering immunity power. And already I have told you how you can practice all these things. One more point I want to stress you regarding food: what to eat, how much to eat, when to eat, and why to eat. Very, very important. What to eat. Eat only which is good to your stomach. Never think about tongue. Nowadays, people think about tongue only. Whatever good is to tongue may not be good to the stomach. Identify what is good to the stomach. That is what to eat. Bye bye to oily food. Bye bye to heavy food. Bye bye to artificial food. Artificial food will create allergic pathologies in the body. They will decline the immunity. Now I will tell you one important point. We can see so many people are daily getting affected by COVID-19. Only some people are entering into the ventilator, out of which only some people are meeting the death. Others are getting normal because they are having a normal disease fighting power. My dear friends, this is very, very important. Each individual is different. COVID-19 is common. All COVID-19 viruses are common with the common genetic code and other virulence, but each individual is different. I am different from you because of my lifestyle, my innate immunity, and my food and other activities. So have a positive attitude and maintain a very positive lifestyle. Definitely you are creating a protective covering around your body by which virus may not come. Even though a virus is coming, he cannot make much damage. He has to go back, just like it is happening with more than 80% of the world population even now also. So maintain a positive attitude by selecting good food, good regimen, good medicine, good environment, and good mind. That is the ultimate way what is Ayurveda telling. And I had told you good food recipes. I had told you some good Ayurvedic simple medicines. And I had told you how you can maintain your mental peace by yoga, pranayama, etc. And how you can purify the environment by medicated fumigation. The powder name is Abarajida Churnam. If you are not getting that medicine, you can do the fumigation by വേപ്പിന്റെ ഇല, വെളുത്തുള്ളി, കടുക്, വയമ്പ്, ഇത്രയും മതി. വേപ്പിന്റെ ഇല, the leaves of the neem tree, വേപ്പിന്റെ ഇല, leaves of the neem tree, the garlic, that is very good, the outer covering of the garlic, and the mustard, that is very good. And you can even select vacha, Aquarius calamus, vayambu. You can take all these things together and use in a pot, and you burn it, and the fumes will be very good. They will never provide any chemical related allergy. It is very good. So these are the simple techniques. And one or two plants also I will tell you. Adalodakam. You should not forget the name of the plant called Adalodakam. Adalodakam is called Adathoda vasica. Adathoda vasica. You take the juice of the leaves 5 ml, add 1 teaspoon of honey, and take before food early morning, and excellent lung tonic. You will never develop any cough or any breathlessness if you consume it daily for a limited period. You can take it for 14 days to 21 days. I am telling you the medicine once again. Adalodagathinte ilayude chaaru 5 ml. The leaf extract, the leaf juice of the Adathoda vasica 5 ml plus 1 teaspoon of honey. You can take it on empty stomach in the early morning for 14 to 21 days. An excellent tonic for your lungs. ചുമയോ ജലദോഷമോ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഏറ്റവും നല്ലവണ്ണം ഉപയോഗിക്കുവാൻ പറ്റിയവരാണ്. And it is available everywhere. This plant Adalodakam is available everywhere. So there is no question of any adulteration. ഒരു മായം ചേർക്കലില്ല. There is no question of any chemical. It is cheap, it is cost effective, available everywhere. So you can use it. So my humble concluding advice, plant Adalodakam and Tulasi in every house premises. നിങ്ങളുടെ എല്ലാവരുടെയും വീട്ടിൽ ഒരു ആടലോടകമോ ഒരു തുളസിയോ സ്ഥലമുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ വെച്ച് പിടിപ്പിക്കുക. There was Tulasi Tara before every traditional home in our country. എല്ലാ വീട്ടിന്റെ മുമ്പിലും തുളസി തറയുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. Whether it is a religious practice, whether it is a practice which is related with the spirituality, my dear ones, ultimately every action will be leading to the concept of health only. Spirituality or religious activity, whatever you do, it is ultimately for your own personal, mental and physical health and thereby the social health. So, try to cultivate tulasi or adalodagam or any other plants or even vape, tulasi, adalodagam, vape, etc. in your house premises, and even you can do as part of your program. When you are doing the village extension program, you propagate these medicinal plants which are having very good antiviral clinical application. Identify these medicines which are having antiviral medicinal value and educate the common village people and tell them to cultivate, because now we are getting very good rain, we are having very good land. So tell them, people are not aware of it. They don't know the medicinal value of adalodagam. They don't know the medicinal value of tulasi. They don't know the exact medicinal value and application of vape, neem. So educate them. Bring awareness to people as part of your village extension activity. So they will be doing only by adopting a nature-friendly lifestyle. I am repeating, only by adopting a nature-friendly lifestyle and leaving the artificial culture life, we can bring the normal days back. Now you see in the lockdown, there is no pollution, less carbon monoxide, less plastic burning, less factory poison, less contamination from the river. So the mother nature is coming back. In the last COVID season, even though we had so many problems, we could eat so many items because nature gifted everything. So my humble point, if you want to have a successful, healthy life, go back to the mother nature. Mother nature is the mother. Only when mother is happy, the children can also be happy. അമ്മ സന്തോഷവതിയായിരിക്കുമ്പോൾ മാത്രമാണ് മക്കളുടെയും സന്തോഷം. So if we want to be happy and we want to be healthy from any other disease, our primary responsibility is to treat the nature well, care the nature well. When you care the nature will cure you. That is my humble message. When you care the nature will cure you back. So caring and curing are totally from mother to child and child to mother. So develop this attitude, cultivate this attitude, propagate this attitude. Definitely we will be able to make this green planet a better place for living. So COVID-19 is a viral disease. I am concluding. COVID-19 is a viral disease. It is primarily affecting the pulmonary system, starting from fever to the sore throat, to the dry cough, to the breathlessness, and even to the lack of smell, lack of taste, and finally pneumonia. Not every people will die. Less than 3% are dying due to multiple clinical complications. So follow healthy lifestyle, empower your immunity. Viruses will come and go. They will undergo mutation. Every time we may not be able to find a vaccine immediately. You know, the first case of COVID was reported in December 2019 in China. Now we are in 2020 August, 9 months over. Still we are not able to have a vaccine or medicine. It is not possible also at a very fast rate. We cannot make a new vaccine immediately. So what you can do immediately, always try to face any hazard. Try to face any challenge by empowering your own immunity power by positive attitude and eco-friendly, natural-friendly lifestyle. That is what Ayurveda tells. So you need not take a tablet, you need not take a specific medicine. Only thing is you become the medicine. When you become the medicine, when you become the nature, it is the duty of the nature to protect you well. So go to the lap of Mother Nature, protect her and absorb the energy from the Mother Nature. Bye bye to all junk food, do minimum exercise, sleep well, and do regular pranayama, yoga, etc. And never be under the grip of stress. Bye bye to stress and care the nature by proper fumigation and other things. You will be always happy. And I am telling on 2 points to conclude my speech. Ayur Raksha Clinic. Ayur Raksha clinics are available in every government Ayurveda institutions across Kerala. You can go there and take preventive medicine. and you can advise the people to undergo Amritam projects where quarantine people will be given with Ayurvedic medicine, and you can recommend the people who are becoming COVID negative after the treatment to consume Punarjani medicines to prevent further health complications. So Ayurveda is a science which is having its impact in all the areas of COVID-19. Use it in a very positive way and you will be getting the very good result naturally without any complication and any side effects. So learn Ayurveda with your heart, love Ayurveda with your head, and live Ayurveda in your hands. That is my humble message. I am thankful to all of you for your patient listening. And once again, I thank all the organizers and again the Department of Statistics. And also, I am very much thankful to my dear teacher, Sindhu teacher, who was my guide in my PhD. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for creating awareness and motivating us in using kitchen-made soups and recipes, and also making aware us of fumigation and the ingredients to be used in fumigation purpose, which are very helpful to maintain our health and for leading us to live a nature-friendly life. I will always prefer Ayurveda, but there are certain allergic contents also in alcoholic, that means in kashayams and all, certain effects are there, bad effects are there, side effects are there. But normally, this was a brainstorming session and has given us a very insight in using naturally developed products in our home itself. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your motivating speech. Let us call Sitara ji for dealing with the queries.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir, for that wonderful session. We have a lot of questions. The first one is regarding the turmeric milk powder that you were referring to. There is a question like how many times in a day that we need to take the turmeric milk?
One time, bedtime.
Okay. Another question is by Dr. Sri Lakshmi Rami Reddy. Kindly throw some light on Ayurvedic treatment on metabolic syndrome.
Madam, that is totally different. Metabolic syndrome is a condition where you are getting type 2 diabetes mellitus, hypertension and heart attack. And there are so many medicines which will bring down the sugar value. And there are medicines which are given against reducing the cholesterol value and medicines which are given to control the hypertension. So we have a very specific protocols of metabolic syndrome, and it is the combination of Panchakarma therapy and Rasayana therapy, and all the medicines will be targeting controlling the BP, regularizing the diabetes mellitus and controlling the cholesterol level. There are so many medicines are there. Panchakarma procedures are there, diet modifications are there. We can combine together and we can get a very good result. Ayurveda is having excellent results in controlling metabolic syndrome related lifestyle diseases.
Okay, thank you, sir. Another question is, you were referring to the coffee combination that we need to take during the evening times. So can tea be used instead of coffee powder?
You can use coffee powder and you can even quit coffee powder also. You need not use coffee powder. If you are very much particular, you can use coffee powder. Otherwise, what I told is enough. You can take a dried ginger, panikurka, malli, and you can use the kurumulagu, that is pepper. You can simply quit this coffee powder. If you are so particular only, you can use coffee powder. Otherwise, you can quit it. No problem. We don't use it.
They were asking whether tea dust can be used instead of coffee.
Why not? Why not? Sure.
Okay. Another question is, do Karinjeeragam has any effect on immunity boosting associated with COVID-19?
What was the first word? Karinjeeragam, there are so many WhatsApp messages are going on, but we regularly prescribe Jeeragam. That is also not alone Jeeragam with other medicine. We don't believe that a single medicine can be given because it will be having its own side effects also. So we always believe in combinations. We use Jeeragam, but we don't use Karijeeragam alone.
Okay, thank you, sir. Another question is whether Ayur Raksha clinic services are available all over Kerala, or is it restricted to Trivandrum only? Hello?
Across Kerala, I had told you, across Kerala, in every government Ayurveda institution, it is available across Kerala.
Okay. Another question is, what are the COVID-19 complications for lifestyle diseases like diabetes, hypertension, and for cardiac patients? And what are the immunity methods for them?
Actually,
Discussed, yes.
I think all these things I have already discussed. See, when the diabetes mellitus is there and when there is a cardiopulmonary problem, there will be multiple risks. And any patient having a problem with the diabetes, definitely the immunity power will be less. And they have to control the diabetes well. So when diabetes and heart disease, specific having diet will be given for both the COVID as well as the lifestyle disease. Both approaches are different.
Another question is, will the consumption of Ayurvedic medicines lead to liver cirrhosis?
No, madam. No, madam. I am telling about the purified medicines, but there are fake medicines. So take Ayurvedic treatment from the very classical knowledge people. Never go beyond any the so-called people who are not knowing the Ayurveda. And there are certain practices when unscientific way of Ayurvedic practices are there. Hoax are there. So never go to them. Go to the qualified doctors. It will never produce any side effects. Qualified Ayurvedic doctors.
And if somebody is having allergy towards small onion and pepper, can they use big onion instead of small onion? And can they use karipatti and panankalkanda for making the chukkavi?
Of course, karipatti and panankalkandi is very good, and you can skip the big onion. You can use the veluthulli and kurumulag alone. Enough. The big ulli is totally different. You forget about the onion. You can use the garlic, and you can use the coriander, garlic, coriander, and pepper. That is okay. If pepper is having problem, you can use the dry ginger. No problem.
Okay. So another question is, please suggest some medicine for acidity.
So this is not consultation. No, let them ask personally. I will tell you.
Sure. Similar questions
You
for
can
hair loss, thyroid diseases.
You can use pomegranate, Madalam. Acidity will also Madalam കഴിക്കാം. Madalam.
Yeah. And similar questions are there for solutions for hair loss, thyroid diseases, diabetes, and all.
Very, very serious things. You can call me personal. I will reply to you.
Okay. Is it right to consume honey and adalodagam for acute diabetic patient in early morning? If not, please suggest some other option.
Hello.
No problem. You can take only 1 teaspoon of honey. No problem. 1 teaspoon of honey. No problem. You can use.
I think, sir, we have answered almost all the questions, and thank you very much, sir, for that wonderful.
Listen, just a minute. If any of you are having a personal health problem, I know in most of such discussions it will be there. Don't hesitate. My number is with all of you. You can come to my college. You can come to my hospital, or even you can contact me in my number. I will be very happy to give you the medical advice regarding your multiple individual health problems. Because so many things will be there. We cannot cover everything today and this limited time. So you can come to our hospital, or you can go to any Ayurvedic hospital in your region. And if you need any advice, you can contact us. We have got telemedicine facility also. You can utilize it. So thank you very much for your very nice interaction. Thank you.
Sir, also we have a few participants from outside Kerala as well. And there is Dr. Sri Lakshmi Rami Reddy from University of Bangalore. And she said she will keep in touch with you for her PhD research scholar, maybe doing some studies on related aspects. So thank you very much, sir, for that wonderful insights. Thanks to all the participants.
Thank you so much.